Younger Gertrude was born to a single father and no mamma mia in a small cottage in the mid-19th century. Early on in her childhood, she aspired to be an artist. However, this was around the same time that photographer Alfred Stieglitz took over the American photography movement. Convinced his daughter would never succeed as a woman, Gertrude's father forced her to wear boys' clothing and sell her work as a man. From that point on, Gertrude's father inexplicably called her
Alfie! Alfie! Seriously? It's Gertrude. Ashley the palm. No, Ashley the banana. Gertrude, not Alfie. Damn Alfie! Busting my bananas! I've told you. You can't be Gertrude the artist. The artist? It's never gonna be. That's ridiculous.
Excuse me, sir. I'm with the Women Artists Liberation Front. Have you a moment to talk about the Lord?
Well, I've got a Bible ready. Got me damn thing. Do it now. What?
Perhaps, sir, if you've already read the Bible, then surely you've heard of the Deuteronomy. It's all about women's rights to have beards and paint pictures. Well, and man's right to have babies, of course.
That.
Well, great! Because then all I need here is just a boy to check for your credit card information to get your support started today. We'll get you signed right up, sir.
Piss off!
Well, wait! If I can't trust you with a Bible, what about a sturdy tripod? Kodak point?
Piss off!
Why did the lens?
Piss off, a dog! There's your book. Words.
Wait! Does Wolf have photography?
Why, in fact, we do.
I have palms. I'll support Wolf.
Wolf, it's not that easy, girl. You must first prove yourself committed to our cause.
What do I have to do? I'll do anything.
Yourself to the test and show us a passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Take some montage.
Running on the screen. Hold up!
What's that you got? Is that the look of a woman?
Showing off. Many women, in fact, we're tired of being ignored.
Whoa! That's ridiculous! Women should be barmaids and dancers!
Oh, dances, lovely, yes.
This woman artist is merely ridiculous. Maybe that one's not so bad.
Is that a money? Oh, wonders.
Is that
Like your banana?
We're gonna need a montage. Everyone take some montage. Show life things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on. And with every shot, show a little improvement. To show it all would take too long. That's called a montage. We want a montage. And anything that you want to know, from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
What is that? My magic crystal is so much better than that piece of crap.
The magic crystal and obsession. Do the titles alone not evoke wonder in the far recesses of the mind, pleading for affections of the imagination? Each photograph maintains strange and mystical atmosphere. Gazing into the piece, the magic crystal, the viewer sees in softness a female figure bent over a crystal ball, seeming as if the picture is an opening in itself. The photograph becomes too like a vision. Play on the subconscious and imagination are present through the viewer-subject relationship. Aesthetically, the circular shape of the crystal is emulated in the hunched and rounded shoulders of the figure. That the subject's face is not in focus and slightly turned away gives the impression that this figure is as unknowable as what might lie in a crystal ball. Obsession provides a more prominent figure of power, a cloaked and mysterious entity enveloping a sexualized and seemingly helpless female. The lady seems doomed to malfeasance, the cloaked figure's drapery casting shadows that reinforce size, power, and an unrelenting sense of disquiet. Capture. Who is this woman? And who is her cloaked predator? The dark figure seemingly void of gender, of nationality, of face, and could be anyone. The viewer might place their own fears in the shell of cloth.
Welcome to Wolf. We can enlarge your horizons.
Let us develop your artistic self. See life through a different lens.
Now, let us refocus on that subject at hand.
Right. So, we need to establish our plan of action. First, we will infiltrate the museum. Then, we will insert the works of Artemisia Gentileschi, Julia Margaret Cameron, and Imogen Cunningham here, here, and here. Then we issue our demands. Until they agree to keep them there, we will destroy one of those misogynist pieces currently on display every hour on the hour. And we shall make it clear that it is their responsibility if and when we destroy them. And we shall make it clear that we will not submit to gender-related criticisms. No blackmail!
Because they have taken everything from us. From our mothers to our mothers' mothers.
To mums, mothers, mothers, mums, to grandmothers, mums, mothers, mums, grandmothers, to mums.
Right? Don't belabor the point. And what have they ever done for us? Women Artist Liberation Front. Who are you then?
For women's liberation?
What you doing here? What? Cleaning out the sewage.
Huh?
What are you doing here?
Infiltrating the Museum for Women's Rights?
No, we're infiltrating the Museum for Women's Rights.
No, I challenge you to a duel.
Ninja challenge.
En garde!
Stop! We're fighting for the same reasons! Let me tell you about it.
These two photographs contrast greatly, although they are both part of the photo succession. Eugene's Hortensia has a slight smirk, reinforcing the scholarly description that he favored dreamy views of leisured women enjoying nature. The idea of a wistful figure is also portrayed in Caspier's piece, as it is described as both being dreamy and direct, posed, and natural, by critic Pauline Dorhat. Although Hortensia is not surrounded by nature, her nude breast gives her the natural feel. Her name is also one of a flower, therefore he is not just tying her to the idea of nature, but to how women are fragile objects meant to be viewed. He portrays her as almost tempting. Caspier does not combat this idea that women are used for viewing. In fact, she allows Miss N to become slightly sexualized in her photograph. These photographs reiterate the idea that the unclothed body was first and foremost an object of erotic associations, and they were rendered by photography in more or less subtle ways. However, they're still juxtaposed. Caspia represents the subtle ways of nudity and erotic nature with the bared shoulder, the loose curls, and relaxed expression, whereas Hortensia is overtly exposed with her unrobed breast. In Hortensia, one can see the painterly effects that named Eugene painter-photographer. An encyclopedic source describes Eugene's work as suggesting the dissolving of figure and ground so typical of the avant-garde painting styles of the day. His strong, almost brush-like strokes in the background and surrounding the breast cause her to appear as though the ground is absorbing her. The only clear part of this photograph is her face, whereas Caspier portrays an entirely clear photograph. The only thing that is difficult to distinguish is the chair in the background, which was purposely positioned to look like falling locks of hair. Nailed it!
You're so right, Gertrude. Join our clan.
And you?
Ours?
Rabble, 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 rabble. Rabble, 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 rabble.
Spin it out.
Well, Gertrude, this is your moment to prove your commitment to our cause. Rip up one of these men's artworks.
Which one?
How about that one?
What is that? It's appalling. I would never take such a lifeless portrait.
While Gertrude Caspia's 1915 silhouette articulates the developing consciousness of early 20th century femininity, Mr. Man Ray's Lee the Love profile of 1930 equally illustrates the continually opposing forces of the aspirations of women artists who, like Caspia, ushered in the feminist revolution in the history of art. In Caspia's anonymous portrait, we are presented a perfectly shadowed womanly form which fully embraces the coexistent ideals of domestic femininity and progressive feminism. With hair neatly styled and a fashionable lacework collar around her neck, the female sitter is safely positioned behind the window sill. The woman's gaze is tilted downward, marking her as a chaste, respectable woman of society. However, in showing only a shaded profile, Caspia deliberately denies viewers the voyeuristic gaze. In this way, Silhouette is imbued with feminist thought. Further consideration of the flowers in particular allow Caspia's portrait to become increasingly complex. Though blooms were common in any respectable Victorian home, they are also emblematic of the masculine world beyond the window. Reaching to the imposed limits of their environment, the flowers equate the woman's youthful vitality to a bloom in its prime, and as the blossom reaches for the sunlit exterior, so must the woman break free of her domestic prison. A glimpse of this resolve is captured in the sitter through the barely visible, glassy reflection of her eye and the tiniest hint of an open-mouthed smile. Here is a woman ignited, infected with the spark of progress. Silhouette may conceal the sitter's identity, but reveals to us her soul. In contrast to Gertrude's Silhouette, Man Ray's solarized portrait, Lee, the Love Profile, is a telling demonstration of the patriarchal ethos that eternally dominates the art world. In this parent, the anonymity of Silhouette becomes even more pronounced. Mr. Man Ray's portrait features the harshly lit profile of an identifiable, even quasi-famous female figure that appears as a flawless specimen before us. Here, Miller's apathetic expression is one accustomed to the male gaze and its accompanying desire. Aware of her audience, but disinterested in their attention, she looks ahead with the unflinching stare of a femme fatale. The domestic setting of Caspia's portrait has been appropriately displaced for a sterile environment, which forces the viewer's focus to continuously return to Miller. This cyclical focus reiterates the artistic convention of woman as object, a specimen to be dissected and analyzed. Separated by 15 years of feminist reform, the two of these images comprehensively personify the struggle of early 20th century woman artists who sought to infiltrate the art world.
Come on now, TikTok!
No, stop! You win. We'll dedicate our whole museum to women. Just save the art!
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. We string beans and onions, cabbages, escargots, and all kinds of fruit and say. We have an old-fashioned tomato, Long Island potato. But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today.
What was that? It's called the medium sketch.
The medium sketch?
Yeah, it wasn't rare and it certainly wasn't well done.